Beneath the glittering surface of the ocean, in the realm of the deep, there lived a sea goddess named Nerida. She was radiant, with hair like flowing strands of silver and eyes that mirrored the ocean's endless blue. Her voice could calm storms, and her beauty was unrivaled in the underwater kingdoms. But despite her powers, Nerida was captivated by something forbidden to her, the human world. For centuries, Nerida watched the humans from beneath the waves. She saw their laughter, their struggles, their dances beneath the moonlight, and heard their music. Their world seemed so full of life, so unpredictable and fleeting, something that her immortal existence could never give her. She dreamed of walking among them, feeling the sun on her skin and the earth beneath her feet. One day, her desire became too strong to resist. She defied the laws of her kind and emerged from the sea, transforming her shimmering tail into human legs as she stepped onto the shore. Dressed in a simple gown woven from seaweed and pearls, she walked into the nearby village, her heart racing with excitement and fear. In the village, she met a prince named Emiel. He was kind and strong, with eyes the color of storm clouds and a heart full of compassion. From the moment they met, there was an unspoken connection between them. Emiel was enchanted by her beauty and the mystery that seemed to surround her. They spent their days wandering through the meadows, talking beneath the stars, and Nerida found herself falling deeply in love with him. For a while, everything seemed perfect. Nerida embraced her new life, hiding her true nature from the villagers. She and Emiel were inseparable, and he spoke of marriage, of a life together in the human world. But there was one person who noticed something strange about the newcomer, the village chief priestess, an old woman named Elira, who was deeply connected to the spirits and the ancient ways. Elira had lived many lifetimes, her wisdom sharp as the edge of a blade. She had felt the disturbance in the natural order the moment Nerida set foot on land. There was a power about her that was not of the earth, something otherworldly. Elira began to watch her closely, noticing the small details, the way Nerida's skin seemed to shimmer in the moonlight, the way the ocean seemed to respond to her presence. One night, Elira had a vision. She saw Nerida's true form, the sea goddess who had abandoned her realm, who had disrupted the balance between the worlds. The village was in danger, she believed, for no creature could break the laws of nature without consequence. Determined to protect her people, Elira confronted Nerida in the village square during a festival. "You do not belong here," the priestess declared, her voice ringing out over the crowd. "You are not one of us. You are a creature of the sea, a goddess who has forsaken her place in the ocean. The balance of our world is at risk." The villagers gasped in shock, their eyes turning to Nerida. Emiel, standing beside her, looked confused and frightened. "What is she saying?" he asked, his voice trembling. Nerida's heart ached. She had known this moment would come, but she had hoped for more time, for a chance to live the life she had always dreamed of. With a heavy heart, she stepped forward. "It is true," she said softly, her voice like the whisper of the waves. "I am not human. I am Nerida, goddess of the sea. I came here because I wished to know the life of humans. I fell in love with your world, and with you, Emiel." The villagers murmured in fear, stepping back. But Emiel didn't move, his eyes were fixed on her, searching for the truth. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked, pain flickering in his gaze. "I was afraid," she admitted, tears welling in her eyes. "I was afraid you wouldn't love me if you knew what I truly was." Emiel was silent for a long moment, the weight of her words sinking in. Then, slowly, he reached out and took her hand. "I don't care where you came from," he said softly. "I love you, Nerida. Whether you're a goddess or human, it doesn't matter to me." The villagers gasped again, but Emiel's words gave Nerida hope. She squeezed his hand, feeling the warmth of his touch, the love in his heart. But Elira would not be swayed. "She cannot stay," the priestess insisted. "Her presence here defies the natural order. The sea will come for her, and it will destroy us all." As if in response, dark clouds began to gather over the ocean, and the winds picked up, howling like a wild animal. The sea itself seemed to rise, angry and restless, crashing against the shore with violent force. Nerida looked out at the raging ocean, knowing that Elira spoke the truth. The sea was calling her back. If she stayed, the village would be lost to the fury of the ocean's wrath. With a heavy heart, she turned to Emiel. "I have to go," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "The sea will not let me stay." Emiel shook his head, pulling her close. "No, you can't leave me. There has to be a way." But Nerida knew there wasn't. She leaned in and kissed him, pouring all her love and sorrow into that one moment. "I will always love you," she said softly. "But I belong to the sea." With one last look at the man she loved, Nerida stepped back into the water. As the waves wrapped around her, she felt her legs transform back into a shimmering tail. The sea calmed as she disappeared beneath the surface, leaving the villagers, and Emiel, behind. Though she had returned to her realm, her heart remained on the shore, with the man she loved and the world she had once longed to be a part of. Every night, when the moon was high, Emiel would walk to the shore and stare out at the sea, hoping to catch a glimpse of her. And though they were worlds apart, their love endured, like the eternal dance of the wave and the shores.